I'm Carmen Caldwell, and I have the amazing pleasure of serving as the facilitator for today's call, our youth advocacy webinar, really wanting to highlight the work of young people and to inspire young people to see themselves, right, where they what all that they can accomplish. And I know on this call we have adult advisors who really come alongside young people and support them into being all they're called to be, all they're able to be in advocacy. We do all the training with the young people, but I'm excited that we have one of a youth with us who is working daily in the advocacy world. And I'm going to introduce her. I'm going to read her bio. And as I was telling her before we got started, initially I was thinking about cutting it down a little bit, but I was like, no, we have a young person with an extended bio in her work on advocacy and her work in leadership within her community. And I will not cut it because I want us to really hear about what she's doing and to see to bring the credibility that of the person that we have before us. So let me read her bio and welcome everyone. Come on in, and hopefully, again, we'll have some young people joining us shortly. So, as a rising high school junior, Annabelle Lovell is already a four-time attendee of CATCA's Mid-Year Training Institute and a dedicated youth advocate in the fight against substance misuse. Her prevention journey began in 2021, oh, so long ago. Right now. It began just in 2021. I mean, when you think about this, she was a seventh grader and she joined Weakley County Prevention Coalition. That same year, she was named a statewide youth and tobacco ambassador for Tennessee Strong, with TN Strong, which is Tennessee Stop Tobacco and Revolutionize Our New Generation. That program, it's through the Tennessee Department of Health. Through TN Strong, Tennessee Strong, Annabelle helps strengthen her school district tobacco policies, collaborate with youth across Tennessee, and produce compelling public service announcements warning about the dangers of tobacco use and nicotine use. In 2022, she was awarded a scholarship to attend her first CACA mid-year in Orlando, Florida, an experience that solidified her passion for community advocacy. She returns each year, building leadership skills and deepening her commitment to public health initiatives. Annabelle has represented WCPC, which is Weakley County Prevention Coalition, at Tennessee's Day on the Hill, where she's spoken directly with lawmakers about the urgent need of rural prevention efforts. She has been an active voice in youth mock sessions in the Tennessee House of Representatives, where students debate real world policy situations. She's also shared her expertise at events like Tennessee Teen Institute, Tennessee Strong Summit, and DARE graduation ceremonies, inspiring others to stay substance free and embrace healthy teen lifestyles. Annabelle, on top of all of that, is an honors student, active in multiple school clubs, and serves as secretary of her student council. She is a student athlete, participating in both cross country and track. As a servant leader, Annabelle remains deeply engaged in her community, working to support organizations that empower today and tomorrow's youth. Following high school, Annabelle plans to pursue a career in law. And with all that people are saying about young people and how they are detached from different things, let me tell you, I have great hope in our young people. I have great hope in our. I'm not one of those adults that thinks that kids have lost their way. A few may have, but we did too, right? But when I look at and think about students like Annabelle, I have great hope for the future of prevention and the future of our country. I'm so excited to hear from you, Annabelle. I know you have a slide you're going to show, so you can get that ready, and I'm going to turn it over to you. Let's all welcome Annabelle. If y'all could come off mute just for a moment, just come off mute and just give her applause and say, "Yay, Annabelle! Thanks for coming. Thanks for being
Thanks for
with us."
coming, Annabelle.
Yeah,
Yay, Annabelle.
give
Thank
her some
Thanks
you.
for
great
coming,
energy,
guys.
some great
Thank you
Annabelle,
so
energy.
much.
Yes,
we appreciate
yes,
This
you.
is
we're
awesome.
excited. All
Absolutely.
right, Annabelle, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Carmen. So, like she said, I'm Annabelle Lovell, and I'm a youth prevention advocate from the state of Tennessee, Northwest Tennessee, for getting technical, which is that's about, I guess, to put it in proximity of like the locations. 2 hours south of Memphis. We're about 2.5, 3-ish hours from Nashville. Hour north of Jackson. We're about 15 minutes from Kentucky, so we're really close to Kentucky. And so with that being said, this is my presentation for you guys. This is the playlist of leadership, and I am so excited to be with you guys today. I've looked at what you guys have done. This is an awesome organization, and so I hope you guys get something out of it. So to start out, I have just a short, fun, sweet little icebreaker, which is this or that, but it's back to school edition. So the rules are pretty simple. If you like this option, you can pick this. If you like that option, you just pick that. And it's school themed, really fun, basic, and it's just a good way to get everybody talking and sort of just see like what everybody likes. Excuse me. I am fighting a little bit of a cold, so if I sound a little stuffy, I'm just trying my best to just get over my cold. So the first one that we have is quiet study or music on. So you can either just share them aloud, share them in the chat, and I can read them aloud. We can just see who likes to study with no music or who likes to study with music.
Quiet study.
Music on.
I
Oh,
like
I
the
have to have my music
lo-fi
on.
lo-fi music on. Yeah.
Hmm. Let's see. Quiet study. It just depends. Oh, music on. I think it just depends. Sometimes it just depends on what you're doing. You know,
Yeah.
the quiet study mostly. Awesome. It's very slick. All right. So the next one, this is always just like a basic what gets people talking. Math or English.
English.
Lots of English. You're my
No
people.
math.
I can do math, but
Math.
I do not do it willingly. English reading is always I've always liked reading in English much more. Okay, lots of English people. You guys, you know what's up. You know what's up. I admire people who can do math and like math, but I don't. That unfortunately, I do not think that will ever be me. Lots of English. Awesome. All right, so our next one is packed lunch or cafeteria food. I am a packed lunch
Packed
person.
lunch.
Yep,
Packed lunch.
packed lunch. I hear all the time. My parents always tell me about like our school lunches were so good. We had these kind of rolls and everything. But it's like I don't know. I guess that disappeared. I have to say our lunches. We're lucky if the salad bar if the salad bar actually has ranch with it. It's like I think a lot of it just depends on what day it is too. Because sometimes our school lunches do look good. You know, every time I would pack my lunch, sometimes I'll be like, I want to go get that. But I think it just depends. But packed lunch people are my kind of people for sure. All right. Next one is sports or clubs. This one I'm a little impartial with because I do both. Let's see, clubs, sports. Okay, both. We can make
Both.
both an option.
Yeah. Both.
Like sometimes they tie in together. They're pretty split in the chat. Lots of clubs. That's it. I'm curious. The people like the youth that are on there. What kind of like school clubs or like outside of school clubs do you guys have? Like where you're involved with outside of like prevention and that kind of stuff? Share aloud in the chat. I'm just curious just to learn about just what's going on.
Mentoring.
Oh, nice. Rocket Billiard.
Dominoes.
Fun.
Nice.
Oh, 4-H. I also have 4-H. My sister is really involved with was really involved in 4-H. But she's in middle school. They really like to push. They start that in like about the 4th grade elementary school. They do the speeches, and then they can go on and do the camps and other stuff like that. So, drama, gymnastics, FBLA. Me too. I'm also an FBLA. Proud FBLA member. Ballet is always really fun. It's always a fun club to do in school. A lot of it's for like the state conferences and the trips we get to go. That was my question. What is FBLA? So FBLA is Future Business Leaders of America. And basically, it's just mine is if you're in business class, you're an FBLA member. So it's just any students that wants to, whether it be entrepreneurship, own a business, just even if they just want to just join business period, it's very business focused. We do competitions and we will compete at those. We compete in those locally, and then we go to state, and then it's the national scale. And the national scale is like it's huge. Like it's national convention. I know last year it's like over 20,000 just student members. That's not including the college FBLA, which is it's a little different, and not including adults as well. The FBLA is a really huge program throughout America. And then also when I went in 2024, and there was people from Canada. It was Canada, China. There was Mexico. It was an international because some schools they were like really big schools, and so there were kids from international schools, which is really fun to do with me with FBLA because we wouldn't be able to get that like any otherwise in any of our schools or anything like that. All right. Yep, no problem. All right. This last one is sneakers or slides. This one just kind of depends on like school's dress code. My school has a dress code, but we can wear slides as long as we have socks on, which I mean, I would hope so. Everybody's saying sneakers, sneakers,
Sneakers.
sneakers. Yep. Yeah. Slides are like slip-on shoes, house shoes. To me, those are like that's what you go feed the dog in, that's what you go water like the flowers in.
I'm so glad you say that because most youth I see that is not how they think about it. Like they design their outfits around their slides and Crocs and like what? Yeah.
I had my Crocs at middle school. It's just something. Crocs are good to slip on. Sometimes I do have my Crocs, but I have my slides. I just have my running slides I put on after I run, just so I don't have my shoes. And there's some slides that are cute. I will say that I have seen cute slides. They're like sandals. They're not just like rubber Nike slides. All right, awesome. All right, thank you guys. Thank you so much for that. All right, so let me go to my next slide. And you can still see my screen. My screen still looks okay. Awesome.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Good deal.
Yes.
Oh, what in the world? Why did it go back? There we go. So this is just a little bit about my path to prevention and how I kind of accidentally became a prevention nerd, and I learned to love it in the process. So I want you to picture this. Like I said, I live in a super tiny town in Tennessee. Cornfields outnumber people, kind of tiny. And the summer that I turned 12, I signed up for this camp called TTI, also known as the Tennessee Teen Institute. It's held at our local college, and I thought, cool, we could away from home, games, people, sure, sounds fun. But it turned into something much bigger than I could ever imagine. The week was packed with eye-opening stuff. We learned about vaping, mental health, safe driving, and more. But it wasn't just lectures or facts. There were dance parties, team challenges, and lots of laughs. It was like learning about important life stuff without all of the boring parts. After camp, I was fired up. I was so excited to share what I had learned with all of my friends. So when 7th grade started, I teamed up with the Weakley County Prevention Coalition, and I was able to launch the first ever prevention club at my school. Shout out to Greenfield School, where pre-K through 12 is in one building. We're that small, very small town life, for sure. One lunchroom, one library, everybody shares it. I wanted my peers to know that middle school can be rough, but you don't have to vape to fit in, and somebody does care about you. And making smart choices for yourself and your health is actually pretty cool. Come on. There we go. Okay, real talk. I never really expected to be involved with this level of prevention work. But once I got started, I just couldn't stop. Through my work with the Weakley County Prevention Coalition, I was able to apply to become a Tennessee Strong ambassador, which, like Carmen said, the acronym stands for Tennessee, Stop Tobacco, and Revolutionize Our New Generation. It's even a mouthful even for me. Luckily, we didn't just call it T and Strong, and everybody knows what it means. But Tennessee Strong is a statewide crew of youth leaders who promote nicotine-free living, especially with youth in our schools. This mission hit close to home for me because some of my family members have struggled with tobacco addiction, and I've seen firsthand how it's affected their health even today. Since becoming an ambassador, I've gotten to do some pretty amazing stuff. I've gotten to record a PSA and sing backup vocals for the musicians for a smoke-free Tennessee. And we got to do this in a real recording studio in Nashville, like the whole thing, mics, headphones, sound booth, all sorts of buttons and cords. I had no idea, like if I pressed, I thought I was gonna break it. I was gonna mess up the whole thing. And that's the back picture right there with all of our hands up. So the background vocals, we did like we called it a fight song kind of. It was like living nicotine free for your health, and that was us hearing the track for the first time after we had gotten done. We're doing the background vocals for it, so we were pretty excited to hear that. That was huge. And so there's just a couple others. The other photo, that's just when we recorded the words for it. It's in the top. It's in my left corner. I'm in the pink shirt, and that's us speaking all together. That was for the first one that we did. Yeah. And because of this, I've gotten to grow so much, and I've met amazing people who care about making a difference. And back home, being part of WCPC has allowed me to let my voice make good noise. We host all kinds of events that mix prevention, education, and fun. And since joining, I've been able to volunteer over 500 hours to my community. And yep, they counted. I definitely did not. One of my favorite events that we get to do each year is Prevention Day on the Hill in Nashville. It's a long day. Since Nashville is over 2.5 hours from my tiny town, it's totally worth it. We do a mock legislative session through the Prevention Alliance of Tennessee. We get to sit in actual state representative seats, get to debate bills, and learn about how real change happens. Then we meet with actual lawmakers to talk about what matters to us. It's exciting, it's nerve-wracking, and it's very challenging. But it's real proof that youth voices do matter. In 2025, we set our sights on something huge. Introducing a bill to tax vapor products in Tennessee and use that money for prevention efforts. Sounds great, right? We thought so too. It was our top priority, and we had sponsors lined up and everything, but that was until things took a turn. Once the caucus chairperson backed the vape industry's version of our bill, no one would support ours, which meant our support just disappeared out the window. But we did make some progress, like pushing for equal taxes on open and closed system vapes. But the final bill had some serious flaws, like a state registry that's basically impossible to enforce. Was it frustrating? Totally. But did we give up? No way. We're already getting ready for next session. And speaking of big moments, this year I got the wonderful opportunity to speak during the opening plenary at CAD Comedier in Nashville. Now, anyone else on the call go? I know that's how I met Esther and Steve, but did any youth members
Yes.
go? Awesome. It was a huge honor to be able to share the stage with prevention advocates from across the country and even internationally. And was I terrified? Oh, 1,000%. But I remember that this work matters, and I've got a big voice, so why not use it? And to be honest with you, the hardest part of the whole thing was to talk slower. I talk like crazy fast. This is me talking like very slow, having to like actually pause and like swallow. Like people tell me that they go like 0.5 speed, no, 0.5 speed, slow down. It's just with everything. But it's like my brain moves fast, my mouth moves faster, I guess. But I'm beyond grateful for my local coalition, WCPC, because they poured so much into me and supported me by giving me a platform to speak up. I'm the person that you're hearing from right now because they believed in me. And now I believe in us. And I'll get some water real quick. I am finding a cold, so I don't want to cough too much. So leadership isn't just about getting the titles or being the loudest voice in the room. It's about stepping up, speaking out, and being able to make a difference. For teens, one of the most important ways to lead is through prevention work. Whether it's raising awareness about substance misuse, promoting mental health, or even engaging in safe choices, prevention gives young people an opportunity and a platform to lead with purpose. When you get involved in prevention work, you're showing your peers that you care, not just about yourself, but about your whole community. That's leadership. It's saying that I see what's going on and I want to help to make it better. You don't have to be a subject matter expert or have all of the answers. You just need to be willing to use your voice and take action. I've applied these 8 pillars to my prevention efforts. They've helped me develop skills needed to interact with both peers and adults. I find value in these, so I'd love to share them with you today. So let's go ahead and dive in. And I know what you're thinking. I'm tired, it's been a long day. Look, me too. But just stay with me. There's going to be a super fun activity at the end. So leadership by definition is the action of leading a group or an organization. This comes from straight from Oxford Languages, straight from the dictionary. But to me, leadership is more than just having exceptional talent. It involves qualities that make people want to follow you. And I found this quote, which is a great example of what a good leader looks like. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. This is from John C. Maxwell, and he's a New York Times bestselling author for countless leadership books and team books. So the first 2 pillars of leadership that make a good leader is responsibility. This one is pretty straightforward. A good leader is responsible for both themselves and others, and they're consistent in bringing in good work. The next one is integrity. This one goes along with what most of us have been told all of our life. Be kind to everyone you meet and treat others how you want to be treated. A good leader is true to their word, and they're reliable, and they have a team focus, which means they don't just focus on themselves, but they focus on the whole team as a whole, not just how they're doing on the project, but how they're doing both mentally and emotionally. The next ones are knowledge. A good leader is knowledgeable and they understand what they're working with, but they also know when to ask questions, or when they don't know the answer to a question, they can say, hey, I don't know that, but let me come back to you and I can give you what I found. This makes them willing to learn more about concepts and it makes them be able to consistently grow in their knowledge. Another part about being a good leader is freedom. This means this leader is open to all new ideas. It's like how the saying goes, all ideas aren't bad ideas. This lets the leader and the team members become flexible when ideas change. A great example is when you're working on a project and you get the rubric and it's like you've done everything and it's great, but then you read it, it's like, oh, this was supposed to be in there. What do we do? This is when you shift it in there. A great way in prevention is when funding happens. You have to get creative, and that's when your ideas can shift. The next 2 are passion and opportunity. A good leader is passionate and they're ready to work. They're excited to work. And right now, sometimes with our work, that can be hard to gear up and be excited. But this leader is motivational towards others and they can accept and move past setbacks to get to where they want to go. With opportunities, this leader takes advantage of the chances that they're given. This is so important with prevention because you never know who you're going to meet or what events could spring up that could lead you to this next even better event, or you never know who you can meet that could provide funding or give you a grant. Which, because of opportunity, is why I am able to sit here and talk to you guys. Another part about this leader that they're able to take risks, which then allows them to grow. And trust me, I'm not a risk taker. Taking risks can be very scary, but it's so, so important. The last two about being a good leader is having a sound judgment. This leader is confident in their team abilities, and they know in deep down that they're not worried about their team, that they can bring out good work, and that they can trust their team members' skills. This leader can also assess their situations confidently and understand when maybe you need to take a step back a little bit more and maybe work through the situation so you can confidently go with it and give it your best. And finally, a good leader has a win-win focus. It's not me or you, it's us together, or we over me. This leader is goal oriented and it allows them to have that collaborative advantage that lets the leader and their team members come together to bring out their best work possible. So, enough about the pillars. This is the fun activity that I mentioned earlier. So, together, we're going to create our own playlist of leadership. And so, just to go ahead and start. For each pillar, I want you to pop a song into the chat or say aloud that you feel like applies to each pillar. And I'll have the list of pillars next, so you don't have to say, "Oh no, what's this? I don't know what it is." And so you can just share as many as you like, and then whenever we get done, all of the songs will be added to a Spotify playlist I can share with you after the presentation. So I'm going to go ahead and go on to the list of the songs. Oh, come on. There we go. And there they are. And then just a great way to help you get started. Think about like responsibility 9 to 5. That's always a common one that I've always been told because work hard, you go work hard, be responsible. Or for win-win focus, all I do is win. That's like it's in the name. And so just if you have any questions, I'm totally willing to help. So just whenever you guys are ready, you can just say them aloud or put them in the chat and I can take them down right here so I can add them.
Actually, I'm thinking like this girl is on fire,
Thank you.
like passionate about something.
Let's say, and you don't have to go in order 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes it's easier just to work backwards. If you think of one song, it may go with two, or you know, just like think of words.
There's this gospel song, and I'm thinking about opportunity, but it's by Mary Mary, and it's called "Go Get It." Like, go get what you want, go take that chance. And
Mhm.
also, what's come one of my favorite, like, just inspirational songs that gets me
Mhm.
excited is "Champion" by Lord, I forget her name. Terry
I think,
Underwood.
yes.
Terry Underwood,
That's a good
yeah.
one.
And yeah.
Awesome. Okay, let's see. We are the champions. Let's see. Oh, that one's a good one. Oh, you don't have to be a star. Oh, that's a good one. Let's see. I have that one right here. So you don't have to be a star. All right. Awesome. I got that one. Let's see. We can apply We Are the Champions, and we can apply that to any of them. See, makes me want to start singing again. That's good. Got it. Freedom. I got. Oh, nice. It's like now that we've started to get started, it's like everybody's got ideas now. That's good. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Yeah, I got you guys for putting them in the chat because I'm like making sure I can get all of them and see as I have them. All right, lovely. Oh, oh, that's a good song. Survivor is a very good song.
Annabelle, we can also send you a copy of the chat.
Okay.
Because after we're done, Steve, I know that there's a way to get what's in the chat. Um, I know there is. I don't know exactly how it is, but I know there
It's
is.
okay.
So we can get that for you too.
Okay. We shall overcome for freedom. Nice. All right, got it. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I may be able to have access to the chat as well, but if anything, I have them here. I have
Okay.
them on my chicken scratch handwriting. Oh, also we're almost at 10 songs. Let's see, We Are the World. Got it. Okay, let's see. We Are the World again. Let's see. All right, I believe I have 10. Do you got anybody have any more? And we can keep going too if you think of some like, oh, you know what this one is. I would just randomly just put it in here. I'll add it as well. Let's see, opportunity. This is how legends are made. All right, got that one too. Okay, we're at 11. Let's see, anybody else? Let's see. We're good. If you still want to add more, I can go on to what's next. If anybody thinks of any, just pop them in the chat and I will totally add them. Best in Me. Oh, I had that one too. Working for a living. Okay. Oh, that's a good one. Integrity. I always love doing this because it just shows like it puts me on to new music and it always just gets to see what people are listening to. So it's always fun to just see how people just connect with songs and connect with music. All right, awesome. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead to the next slide. I'm good. I'm totally good to come back to these. If somebody needs me to, I do not mind at all. All right. So this is our playlist. So, oh, okay. Oh, here's another right now. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So their playlist. So this is a Spotify code. Sorry, Apple Music users. You can view the code. You can view the playlist. You'll be able to listen to it. Make a Spotify account. But if you have Spotify, if you have it on your phone, there's when you go to your search bar, there's going to be like a little camera icon in the right corner, and once you tap it, it'll open it up and it'll say scan code. And once you if you can scan the screen, it'll instantly pull it up for you. So I can leave that up there for a couple minutes, and I can go back to it as well.
I never knew that, but I just did that. Yay, thank you.
Yeah, of course. I believe all playlists you can. It's always nice because you can make them on stickers. I know a lot of people they like will make little keychains with codes, and you can people can scan a song. Let's see, yeah. So I can just go to my next. I can come back to this as well, and then if it doesn't work for any reason, I can also give you like the actual link in case sometimes they're fun. Sometimes they act funny. Excuse me, I can email it to you after we get done. Okay. So just lastly, does anybody have any questions just about what I've done or like more about like camps that I've gone to or I can touch more on this.
So I've got one, Annabelle. So
Okay.
in the times that you've been working in prevention, what do you see as probably some of the biggest
Excuse me.
obstacles that we have to overcome in this field?
I think a lot of obstacles that I know that I've done like with youth work is we struggle with like getting youth involved and letting them see that this isn't just we're not just presenting you with information. This is fun. You're not just learning about these facts, but you're also learning about about healthy ways to cope or like how much this is it's a big deal and where we're making it fun so it doesn't feel so serious.
Thank you. Are you using any social media to get the word out in your community?
We do. My coalition that I work with, they're super big on like social media, taking pictures, and also they try really hard to get in the schools as well, to really like meet youth, we go to youth events, football games, basketball games, stuff like that. Where I try to get where people are, meet them where they are.
No,
I
that's
had a
very
question.
good.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Thank you.
Mhm.
I had a question, Annabelle. It sounds
Mhm.
like you're in a rural area. And so Georgia, we have, everybody thinks Georgia, they think Atlanta, like that's the only
Mhm.
place
Yeah.
in Georgia. And so you probably get the same thing about Nashville. As soon as somebody says Tennessee, they're like, "Oh,
Yeah,
Nashville."
it's
Like,
like,
no,
oh,
it's
or sometimes for us, it's even Gatlinburg.
right.
They
Yeah,
think of the
it's like no,
mountains.
it's a whole state. There are other
Yeah.
cities. So, what are your thoughts around rural areas and how to really engage young people? Um, Differences maybe even that you notice between rural and urban areas as it relates to
hmm
prevention efforts.
I know for our rural areas, it's a lot harder for us to like maybe get to certain people because we're spread out. It's a really our goal, we try our best to like obviously meet people where they are. We have a lot of like little towns, little communities like in my area, so we try our best to get there, meet them where they are, provide them with resources, or even if it's just leave them with contact information that they can reach out to whenever and we can get to them so they don't feel like they're like having to seek this out. We want to seek them out. We want to help them. And I know for urban areas, it's more I know they talk more about like we have all of these people, we just don't know how to get to them all at once. And then for us, it's like we have like these four people, and we really want to get to them, but it's hard because we're just such a small area. So a lot of it just comes down to just meeting people where they are and just showing them that they have these resources available and that we're willing to help them, that we're willing to give them, that we're willing to mentor them and help them out any way that we can.
Thank you for that. Are there other questions that you have for Annabelle about what she's done, about her
I'm happy to
presentation?
answer them.
Yeah.
They don't even have to just be about this. They could just be about whatever.
So let me ask you this. How are you, just from a time management, right? How are you
hmm
managing your life and your community involvement in school and to be an honor student, track, student council, all of these other things that you're involved in prevention leadership? How are you managing that? What does that look like for you?
Honestly, I feel like the saying that if you want something done, ask a busy person. All the
Mm,
time, people are like, "How do you do this?" It's like, I don't know. I like it to stay busy. I enjoy being busy, and I see my family. They're always very involved, so I'm thankful for that. And so all of us are like, we do it together, or we're all involved. So it's hard for me to just like sit still and do nothing. I have to be doing something, helping somebody out with this club. But I do have my planner. I have my Google Calendar. But honestly, I couldn't give you. I wish I could give you like a set like I do XYZ, but it's really just honest. I just like do it, and not just like brag, but it's just I like staying busy, and I wouldn't say thrive on being busy, but like I like feeling involved, and so that's always important how I like to manage it because I know it's important, and I know what I'm doing is helping to change the world, even if I don't see it. I know it's helping somebody out in my community.
that's powerful. Thank you. And I love that you use your Google Calendar. I don't know how many times I've worked with youth and I'm like, put it on your calendar. And they're like, no, I'll remember. And I'm like, yeah,
I
no,
won't.
you don't. Or at least like, they remember, but they don't tell their parents until the last minute,
hmm
and that becomes an issue. So yeah, well, I appreciate you saying that you use your calendar.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah,
helpful. Underrated tool.
yeah. So I one other question about your advocacy work. If you
hmm
could think about sort of thus far, what's been sort of your proudest or most um transformational moment or understanding that you've done within the your prevention and advocacy work.
I think I guess like currently most transformational moment probably was my catechist speech was presenting it to all the adult leaders because I had been in catechist before, but I had seen more of it as like the youth side. I had done the youth sessions. I'd met with a lot of like the youth speakers there. But honestly, the my catechist speech opened up a lot of doors. I mean, it opened this door up for me, and so that one I had people like left and right saying, "Thank you, this is so inspiring. I can't wait to take back what you got from I can't wait to take back what I got from you into my community or to my town." And so maybe that wasn't just like prevention like just where I am, but spreads the prevention message out to everybody. And so that's always super important to even just inspire like leaders and members that are already doing it, but they can get back and they see somebody's doing it, this is actually happening, and honestly, we're not alone doing this. It may feel like you are, but but we're just alone in the frustration. But just in the grand scheme of things, we're all come together for this one common goal. And so that's on like the real most like transformational moment that like as of like right now that I can think of that I have done.
That's powerful. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank
Um,
you.
yeah, Sophie wrote in the chat, thank you, Annabelle. You are a true
Mm,
prevention advocate and
It's,
inspiration
your
to
messages are
rural
so
youth and a
sweet. Thank
perfect
you
example
guys.
of the 8 pillars of leadership. So awesome. Any
Thank
final
you.
thoughts, questions, words for Annabelle? Um,
I've got something, Carmen, a
sure,
little bit.
Steve.
I mean, I know we've been going on here a little bit, but so
Go ahead.
Annabelle, in one of your slides, you talked, there was a picture of you, you were in the Capitol, was it in
Hmm.
Nashville?
Yes, it's our state. Yours our state capital.
Would you please tell us more what that day is like, that event? I know you said it, it's a long trip to get there.
Hmm.
Actually do y'all do? What's like the purpose and your goals and whatnot when you get there?
Yeah, absolutely. So Prevention Day on the Hill, it's just a day when like prevention coalitions like throughout Tennessee all come together. It's like we all come together through the Prevention Alliance of Tennessee. They're the ones who like host it, put it on, plan everything. And so what we do, we get there is that first with the youth, we have our youth mock session, and we are given like these I almost call them cases, they're not cases, but we're given like mock bills, and we have a house speaker, where all of us are like the representatives, and so we sit at their desk and we like debate them back and forth with each other, and it's just to see, just to understand how bills pass. We get to vote on them. We use like the representatives' desk, like they have their buttons, and we use the microphones. It's like it's the whole deal. So we do that, and then that takes about 2-ish hours. It just depends on how many bills we're given and how fast we run through and vote on them.
So you're actually interacting with them while they're in session, or no?
Kind of. We're interacting with youth members. It's just that so we like understand this is how bills pass, or this is what like our lawmakers do. And then once we get done with that, usually we'll break up into the groups that we came with, and we'll meet with our state representative and our senator. And
Oh,
that's
okay.
when we like talk to them about the topics that were brought up in the bills, or we share this is what we're doing in our community. We would love for your continued support. It's mainly that kind of thing that like
Gotcha.
helps for them to see like why it's important and how much this does for their community.
Okay. So you get prepared in advance, you know who your legislators
Hmm.
are, and
We are a
okay.
coalition. They try to take a big group. They're really big on like bringing the youth. Obviously, we have the our staff members go, but their main push is like us because we're the face of the coalition. They try to push us to show up and to be there, and we present the representatives because the representatives love to see us come in and talk to them. They tell us all the time. I could have an adult come in and tell me this, and I would just brush it off. But seeing all these youth members care about it makes me really want to support it and back it up. So that's our goal, is to really convince them, or just to have their continued support, just to get a face so they see this is real, this is what their community's doing.
How long y'all been going up there and doing that for?
I want to say, honestly, I've done it since 2023, but I know the program has been around for a long time. I believe this past year it was like the 10-year anniversary, I guess, or it's like they did it for 10 years. And so I know it's at least been done since 2015.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I have
Brenda,
a
I saw you
question,
unmute.
please.
You want to share something?
Yes, I wanted to ask Annabelle, how do you take care of your mental health while doing this work?
Oh, that's a very important question. Thank you for asking that. So, mental health for me, I'm a warrior. Everybody says I'm a warrior, and so I do run cross country, and I do like running. It does help me like decompress, and sometimes it just depends. You get stressed in the moment, and then when you like step back and think about it, it's like, oh, okay, that wasn't that bad. I have planned to do it. And then also music. I mean, my whole presentation was like basically about music. Music is so important to me, and just listening to it, stress, or just I always have my music on. I always have to have it on.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Annabelle, for your
Yes.
presentation. Thank you for your wisdom that you offer. Thank you
Hmm.
for you can even tell the leadership, the passion that went into your presentation, the slides, and all of that. So, thank you for the excellence that
Thank
you
you so
do in
much.
prevention as well. I got a feeling that you'll probably be hearing from some people on this chat to come and talk to their youth group. So be
Hmm.
prepared for more doors to be opened for you. And I'm just so excited to have your caliber of expertise and leadership around youth advocacy. And again, it makes me excited for the future of prevention in our country.
Thank you so
Esther,
much.
any final things from Voices for Prevention? Want to just,
I don't have any announcements. My mind is
I
just
know.
going, and I
I
would,
got so many notes.
yeah. So you and I are thinking,
Yes.
I would love to really talk with you, Annabelle, more about
Hmm.
how to attract more youth to our events and get them more engaged, because we do a lot to get youth engaged, but
Yeah.
I love what you guys are doing there. And so yeah, so that's where my mind is how do we take this and make it practical
Yeah.
and the things that we're doing here in our state. But thank you so much for sharing, Annabelle,
Yes, of course. Thank
and
you
for
so
your
much for like
passion.
hosting me and like reaching out to me in Catco. This is if it wasn't for that, I would have like totally never been able to like present this.
Yeah. So I'm
Wonderful.
already in the chat. Veronica says she'll be reaching out. So so Annabelle's contact information is right there on the
Yep.
screen. This presentation will be on the V4P YouTube channel.
Hmm.
And if you scanned that Spotify list, you got the playlist. So every time you
I can
listen
go
to
back to
playlist,
it as well. If anybody needs pictures of slides or anything, I can go back.
okay. But every time we listen to it, we can
And
think
I can
about
send it
like
out.
prevention, the power of young people coming together and be inspired. Because even as adults, we need to get re-engaged and re-inspired in
Hmm.
this work of prevention. I love when you shared that, that you all learned that you learned how to pivot, that somebody else that came in and sort of overshadowed the bill that you all were working on and you had to pivot, but you didn't stop. And I just think that's awesome and amazing and speaks again to those 8 pillars of leadership that you embody in the work. So I won't hold us any longer. Thank you all for participating, for being a part of today's youth advocacy webinar. When it goes live on not Facebook, YouTube, I'm sorry. When it goes live on YouTube, you'll actually be getting the V4P newsletter, and that link will be included in that newsletter. I encourage you as youth leaders and youth advisors to share this with your youth groups. Like you all can sit and rewatch and have conversations from Annabelle's presentation. So they even though they may not have been able to be here live, they can still catch it and get great information and value. So thank you again for participating. Until next time, have an amazing, amazing day and take care. Bye now.